2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Thank you for tuning into this Sunday afternoon. DH.
Hey, Kevin,
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in a two-guard. Now here's James. Out to Morris. There's the three. It's hauled in by George. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, I love the way they just came right out at them in that game, determined to attack the rim.
and it led to them getting a bunch of points at the free throw line. So that aggressiveness caused foul trouble for their opponent. It was a great aggressive attitude that they played with.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Schroeder passes to Caldwell Pope. Schroeder with the ball. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And it's George finishing it off.
Good chance to see Paul George burst that time.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Schroeder passes to James. I feel like we always see a little more energy from teams, Brent, after All-Star Weekend. Seems like that's a much-needed break at this time of the year for a lot of guys.
Yeah, no question about just the mental reset and how important that is for guys to reflect a little bit, Kevin. We don't talk about that a lot, but to be able to go back and kind of retool yourself and what you can do individually to contribute to what you know the team might be missing, that's a huge help for a coaching staff.
And George with this stuff.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
Now here's Schroeder. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Back to Jackson. Pass to Batum from the arc. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
James in the post. Leonard's there. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Clippers moving the ball around. The shot by George, wide open. And another three for the Clippers.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
On the wing, James. Back to Schroeder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Clippers grabbed the miss. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
The turnover margin was well within their favor, and you have to point to that ferocious D they played as the biggest factor in that win.
Clippers leading by 6. Jackson up top, covered by Morris. And George kicks to Batum. Jackson has the open look. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. The drive by James. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Now Jackson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The pass to Zubac. Outside, Batum. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A different look for the Clippers. Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Looking at the last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Hawks.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. One good possession, two bad ones, one good one. They could never get on a steady run and play some solid offense.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Schroeder. And the Lakers with another miss. George looking over the floor. A 3 from Leonard. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Clip. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Lakers. We've got Montrezl Harrell. He's out there with Jones. And it's Caruso in at the point. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And Jones sends it back. Here's Caruso. He's guarded by Williams. And it's Harrell missing. Clippers leading by 3. Kennard with the ball. Picked up by Kuzma. Back to Kennard. Pass to Williams. Morris kicks to Williams. Kennard against Kuzma. They get it again. Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Williams dishes to Patterson. Second shot opportunity with 1 on the clock. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Lakers trail by 3. Inside. And Harrell slams it in.
Harrell in ideal position and then rises back up and then able to jam it down.
Morris passes to Williams. Feeds it to Patterson. And Jones sends it back. Down low. Here's Harrell. Caruso looking for an opening. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Jones has got the lead up to 1 now for the Lakers.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Williams finds Patterson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Kennard's shot is off. Lakers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Here's Jones. Tries again. Harrell. The rebound by Patterson.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And how about the setup? Man, Morris keeping his head up. Beautiful assist.
And the Lakers have possession after the Clippers pick up 2. Pass to Caruso. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
The feed to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, he's just gifted with the basketball, and that includes making plays. Lou Williams spotting a man that time.
Pass to Horton Tucker. And the 3 off target. The Clippers in the lead, and now the Clippers on the break. Rebound by Harrell. 52 seconds left now here in the second. Here's the floater. Rebound by Williams. The Clippers shooting 43% from the field. There's the pass to Kennard. Taken away. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Jones. A second chance effort, and the layup is good. Jones has got 6 in the quarter. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Williams. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Charlotte. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
How about that mobile 1 block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
LeBron passes to Gasol. Morris kicks it over to Schroeder. Over Jackson. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And that's it for the...
Thanks, Kev.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They only had a couple rough stretches, and it's just about time now for the third quarter to get.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubats in at the 7. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
You think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor. I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
The shot by George, no good. Lakers leading by 3. LeBron with the bucket. James has got 8.
Just again, LeBron James, his size, his speed, just impossible to stop. So hack away.
Leonard attacking, and they pick up 2.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's LeBron. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become. And it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
Well, he wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
Outside for Caldwell Pope. Takes a three. And James with the basket on the assist by Caldwell Pope. LeBron's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers. Jackson looking around. Outside Leonard. Left side Batum. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Patterson comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson. Caruso, the pass to Harrell. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Kawhi Leonard. 4th in steals and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And back to what you said, top 5 in steals this year. Quick hands and great anticipation. Here's Patterson outside for George. Outside Leonard, 6 on the shot clock. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Well, that's Paul George's game. Most accurate when somebody's feeding him and he's got his feet set.
Caruso, the pass to Caldwell Pope. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Lakers lead by 4.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
1:30 left to play in the third. Here's Leonard, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And this is who he has become. Leonard, with the great body control, takes the hit and still able to sink the shot, and one.
A 3-time Sixth Man of the Year. Last season, Lou Williams named his newborn son 6 in honor of his success in that role.
We talk a lot about the Mount Rushmore of the game's greatest players. Maybe we could start to chisel out the sixth men of the year in the NBA. Lou Williams would have to get some serious consideration for that monument.
And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by 1. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
There's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Williams up on top. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
And James throws it down.
Yeah, somebody didn't get the memo. You left a clear lane for LeBron James.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Zubac kicks to Leonard. Back to Zubac. On the wing, Williams. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Caldwell Pope. Finishes the break with a slam.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
Coaches always talk about the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. They have definitely increased their energy.
And we've reached the end of the third. Lakers lead by 7. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And on the court for the Lakers to start the fourth. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Matthews out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Jones in at the 5, roaming the paint. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep. And he'll shoot 2 at the line. First free throw is good.
And in a league where perimeter shooting is highly valued, veteran Wesley Matthews finding his services still very much in demand.
It's been a really remarkable career for a guy that went undrafted back in 2009. Most of the time we think about that solid defense where he's going to have the toughest assignment at the wing or guard position, but that reliable three-point shot really coming into play here.
Stolen by Zubac. Outside, George. Here's Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. On the wing, Jackson fires for 3, and it's sent back by Morris. Another shot. No good from Zubac.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Zubac against Schroeder.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
That one wide left.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense. We wasted absolutely no time getting the ball up the floor. Great instincts in transition.
We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. James looking it over to the middle. Here's Jones, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, you look at the 2020 class for the Basketball Hall of Fame. Greg, some great names headlined by Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, historic players.
And all the more emotional, Kevin, having Kobe enshrined after his tragic passing. But when you look at the accomplishments of this class, arguably the most decorated that the Hall of Fame has ever seen.
And Greg, you've gotten a bird's eye view. You've gotten a front court view. You've had a chance to be alongside these Hall of Fame players.
Incredible talents, great people, and truly they've been terrific ambassadors for our game.
And George kicks to Jackson. From downtown, rebound the Lakers. Jones has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Batum with the steal. One-on-one here. Here's Leonard. Dishes to Batum. Outside Jackson. And there's the defensive 3-second call. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
The Lakers making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And stolen by LeBron. Passes it to Gasol. Back to LeBron. He can't get that one to fall. And the Clippers will come the other way. Out to Morris. Pass to Mann. 6 to shoot. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. And again, no good by the Clippers. Lakers leading by 12. Puts it up. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Clippers running out of time. Williams attacking. And it's sent back by Morris. And they're able to recover. The 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. Lakers have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6.
Yeah, LeBron showing all the ways that he can dominate a game here on another level in this one.
Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Nice shot by James.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Williams against Caldwell Pope. Outside Jackson. To the paint. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. They get Marc Gasol. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, at least
No
it feels
kidding.
like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right?
Yeah.
91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. Remember it like it was yesterday. And now Williams running the floor all by himself.
I like to see Lou Williams hustle like this, looking determined to get past everybody and be ahead of the pack.
Leonard against LeBron. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's the first. That will put them up by 9.
We watch LeBron and we marvel at him, but how hard that LeBron James works at his craft and continues to push the bar for himself physically is one of the things that you have to appreciate the most.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And here's James outside. And the Lakers with another miss. Outside, George. Off target with his 3. Off target with that shot. And so the Lakers take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really... All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. And
Hey, Kevin.
very dangerous indeed. David, thanks. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for him.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Pass to LeBron. Morris, left side. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Pass to DiVincenzo. And now that we have some time away from it, Steve, how strange and wild were the NBA playoffs in the bubble?
You know, Kevin, having players see each other in hallways while going to battle later that night was definitely different. Spending that much time together. We'll eventually look back and view it as one of the most interesting times in the NBA history.
Gasol finds Schroeder. The baseline J off the mark. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Giannis with the ball. Holiday, no one around him. Great positioning on the putback.
And with his length and explosiveness, it's never a surprise to see Giannis get points on the offensive glass. Great nose for the ball.
Now here's James. We saw him with 10 points last game. And again, the Lakers no good. The Bucks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And once LeBron gets the ball in the painted area, the force he plays with, it's hard not to foul him.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
You know, Steve, one thing you admire about LeBron, how he shapes a possession for his team. He'll create situations where he gets a mismatch or helps his teammate find one.
You know, Kevin, LeBron will use his high screens to just kind of shuffle defenders, make them think. Once he sees an opportunity, he'll pounce all over it. You can see him do this the most at the end of close games.
Clock at 4. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Looking now at the numbers for LeBron James. Since the All-Star break, he's been unstoppable, putting up about 22 points per, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Right wing to the inside. It's stolen by Morris. DiVincenzo against Caldwell Pope. The drive. Oh, wow!
And this is how you fire up your teammates. LeBron with a 10 on that one.
And here's Holiday. Turned in an outstanding game against San Antonio. Outside, Antetokounmpo. 8 feet away. Uses the glass that time, and it's good. Antetokounmpo's got his second bucket.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And the leadership Lopez gives this team really important. He's someone his younger teammates look up to.
And the Bucks with some changes. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. And then for Los Angeles, Jones checked in for Gasol. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. And that one's good, Caruso.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Proving once again that when you attack with confidence, good things tend to happen.
Now here's Tucker. Connaughton kicks it to Tucker. Kicks it down to Middleton. It's stolen by Morris. LeBron outside. The tray. The shot. No good. The Bucks go the other way with it. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And really complete control of that game. If you recall, guys, they made sure they didn't have to sweat that one out down the stretch.
They did a phenomenal job putting that game out of reach. They really know how to put teams away.
Forbes. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
Here is Forbes. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Caruso. From 6 away. Oh, my goodness, with no time left on the clock.
Without a moment to spare.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Lakers lead by 2. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee.
Being able to go through adversity and come out strong.
And Greg, you feel like that pressure never really got to Holiday.
One of the toughest guards in the league, mentally and physically. He's a machine that just keeps on coming, no matter the circumstances.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Winning the turnover battle here early on, and you see that reflected in the score.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Jones is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Caruso in at the point guard. Back to Connaughton. And that one hits back iron. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. James kicks to Harrell. Passes it to Jones. Lays it up and banks it in. Jones has got the lead up to 2 now for Los Angeles.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Steve, one thing I always think of when I watch LeBron, how much fun it must be to be a teammate of his.
You know, Kevin, I wish I could have played with a guy like LeBron James. You get so many open looks and easy finishes with him on the court. One of the easiest superstars to play with, bar none.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Chris Middleton, and it's Holiday in for Bryn Forbes. Here's James. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Hard to create space in that mid-range area. He would have been better passing that off.
Antetokounmpo, no good. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is his first foul of the game. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for the Lakers. Caruso, the pass to Horton Tucker. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Here's Caruso. Up and in for the basket, number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
A good look from Holiday. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Los Angeles leading by 4. Fast break, the Lakers. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Rebounded by Tucker. Last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to Atlanta.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
You know, sometimes you don't play up to your full potential. The important thing to figure out is What went wrong?
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Caruso, guarded by Holiday. That's another one for him, his 5th in just 7 shots. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. And there's the pass to Horton Tucker. Here's Caruso. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Here's Jones. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Let's see some of the numbers here for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The surge in his free throw percentage this month is noticeable. He's looked a lot more comfortable at the line. Part of his job now should be attacking the D, going head-on, drawing fouls, and trying to ride this hot streak.
Marc Gasol has checked in for the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Alex Caruso. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Lakers. They're sitting pretty, second place, and looking to take the top spot.
You know, for Los Angeles, they've been on a tremendous run this season. All the pieces were in place coming into the year, and they haven't missed a beat. Great chemistry, great coaching, and potential to do some great things in the postseason.
Right. They knew teams would be gunning for them night in and night out. That's only fueled their commitment to putting a great product on the floor.
2 points. That one goes.
Teams try to play Kuzma physical, but he has the strength to power right through contact.
He's guarded by Schroeder. Up and in on the layup.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half of basketball. The three. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Schroeder has really improved as a three-point shooter. With that shot, he becomes even more dangerous.
Sinks the three-pointer. He has 5.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. And that's going to do it for our halftime shows.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. The Bucks trail. We've got Antetokounmpo. Also Dante DiVincenzo's out there. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. For the lead. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
The three-point shot is how Forbes made a name for himself in Summer League and ultimately signed a multi-year deal.
Now Schroeder goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Schroeder's got 7 points. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Good work there as it goes.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it. James
in the post. Defended by DiVincenzo. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising. It's such a tight game.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. Antetokounmpo inside. He's up against Gasol. Antetokounmpo. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
The drive by Schroeder. Gasol kicks to Caldwell Pope. Schroeder with the ball. He's picked up by Lopez. Here's Gasol. James outside. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Alex Caruso. He's checked in for Dennis Schroeder.
Can't do anything about it. LeBron gets a step. Next thing you know, he's hanging off the rim.
Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game, Greg, wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
The Lakers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Caruso. 2 free throws coming, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this, and he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here's Caruso. The putback, it's good on the putback.
At 7'1", it is hard to keep Marc Gasol off the glass.
Holiday looking over the floor. Pass to Giannis. The fadeaway. The kick out to Holiday. Rejected by Gasol.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot blocking expert, especially down low.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Outside, Antetokounmpo. There's 49 seconds left to play here in the third. Kicks it down to Middleton. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Lopez. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Offline with his 3. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Morris passes to LeBron. And the dunk by LeBron.
The raw power of James excels at taking on physical defense and finishing.
Middleton outside. 20 seconds left in the third. Antetokounmpo inside. James covering. Kicks it out to Giannis. And again, the Bucks miss. Caldwell Pope on the wing. It'll count. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Lakers lead by 1. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Yeah, it's one thing to find the guy. It's another to deliver the ball where he can do something with it. Wonderful play.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Harrell. Matthews out there with Kyle Kuzma. And it's McKinney in at the small forward position. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by 1. Milwaukee with the rebound. Giannis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to DiVincenzo. And stolen by Kuzma. Here's Caruso, defended by DiVincenzo.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in on both ends.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's LeBron, and James throws it down.
That was a great job creating in transition. LeBron, using his speed, puts himself in a position to attack.
To the middle. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Portis.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
It's the fourth quarter, and it's a close game. You want to get the ball to someone you can rely on.
Schroeder dishes to Jones, and it's slammed in by Jones.
Dennis Schroeder commands so much attention in the pick and rolls. He creates space for his teammates.
Holiday against Schroeder. It's good. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Schroeder with the ball. Now the feed to Jones. Back to Schroeder. Down low. And Jones with the stuff.
More of a score-first point guard, but Schroeder doing a good job of finding the open man.
Now here is Holiday. Inside. Right side, Portis. Clock at 6. Top of the key. The shot, no good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Schroeder outside. Los Angeles calls timeout. They're leading by 3. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, LeBron James.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Morris is checked in for the Lakers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Wesley Matthews. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. With this game still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. We'll see how it plays out, Kevin.
Now the Lakers on the break. James has a two-pointer. Yes!
The defender is left helpless to stop that. LeBron with too many tools in the toolbox and that killer instinct.
Here's Giannis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And both free throws good for Giannis.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
Schroeder kicks to James. 43 seconds left in the fourth. In the corner, it's Morris. Lopez with the steal. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. And the Lakers call time here. They're ahead by 3. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
And they need to be on the lookout for the quick shot attempt because the 2-for-1 scenario is on the table here, guys. I'd imagine they'll run a play early here in the shot clock.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 2 here.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments. There's the knockout blow. No chance of getting up off the canvas now.
Lopez finds Middleton. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And here's Antetokounmpo outside. Milwaukee, no good that time either. LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. No good there. And so the Lakers take the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's good. That's a look from earlier on as the Nets head to the locker room. They're in no mood to let this. We are new.
Hey, Kevin. Well, another.
It does indeed. Thanks, David. And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. And for the Nets, we've got Harden. Durant is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5 down low. Now here's Durant. Back to Irving. Pass to Claxton. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Woo-hoo! Kyrie Irving doing work with the pass. That's pretty.
Schroeder passes to LeBron. Back to Schroeder. Passes it to Morris. LeBron James on the wing. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And both teams, Doris, battling injuries.
Kevin, we have seen that when someone is injured, that means an opportunity for a bench player to show what they have. And the coaching staff maybe has to get a little bit more creative than usual.
Damian Jones is checked in for Marc Gasol. Here's LeBron, and LeBron throws it down.
I tell you this, LeBron is hard enough to defend in a half-court set, let alone impossible to guard in the open floor.
Irving passes to Claxton. Goes back up. Durant for 3. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock. And Harris wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open. And once Schroeder was asked to name his favorite NBA city, I believe it surprised a lot of fans when he said Milwaukee.
That's right, Greg. But he cited the strong German culture there. Schroeder, of course, went straight from Germany to the NBA. He relied on his athleticism early on, but now he's seeing the game much better, plays under control, can lead the team. He has had a tremendous amount of growth.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
A gigantic game for him at the free throw line. He was an instigator, drawing a ton of contact and really just hunting for the whistle.
Now here's Harden after the miss from Dennis Schroeder.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Caldwell Pope outside. Back to Schroeder. To the paint. Here's Morris. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Here's Schroeder. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, a little pump fake by Dennis Schroeder gets the defender to bite and makes them pay.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Brown in for Harris. It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Harden against Schroeder. The pass to Jones. And good that time.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And the Nets with possession here. After the basket by Los Angeles. Harden's shot is off. 1:50 left in the first quarter of the game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That is his first foul of the game. Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Andrew Shamet comes in for James Harden. Here's Horton Tucker. 9 points last game. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in. It's stolen. And it's the Lakers on the break. Kuzma with it. Guarded now by Irving.
And with his size and athletic ability, playing above the rim, not an issue for Kuzma.
Irving looking over the floor. And another turnover here by Brooklyn. Let's see some of the numbers here for LeBron James.
There's been a drop-off in the rebounding numbers. He seems to be getting out-muscled on the glass in a way we didn't see earlier in the season. His last 10 games, the totals have taken a huge hit.
Caruso, no good. Nets trail by 7. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Brown, and the shot is good.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
43 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And that one's good, Caruso.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Irving kicks to Brown. Stripped it away. And it's the Lakers on the break. Harrell with it. Now Green defending. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Kuzma passes to Gasol. Here's Caruso. And Harrell slams it in.
Oh, the grit right there. Montrezl Harrell simply wanting that offensive rebound more than anyone else.
Pass to Brown. The feed to Griffin. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Marc Gasol.
Oh, my word. I shouldn't be amazed anymore when Griffin pulls off a dunk like that, but I always seem to be. The man has some unreal moves above the rim.
And that does it for the... And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his...
The way he plays defensively, you know where he stands.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019. Largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And 2 former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy...
Oh, that was something else!
Have mercy. And the strength from the big man. Griffin just refusing to quit and muscling it in. Wow. And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Now here's Harrell. D right on him. Pass to Horton Tucker. Shot clock at 6. Kuzma passes to Harrell. The putback, and Kuzma stays with it.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Passes to Claxton. Back to Irving. Shamet on the wing. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Claxton. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
James outside. Tries from 10. And he overshot that one, missing.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. Durant comes in for Nicholas Claxton. Joe Harris is checked in for Landry Shamet. And it's James Harden in for Irving. Jones checked in for the Lakers.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Schroeder up top, guarded by Harden. And that one's good. Schroeder.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Harris looking it over. Back to Harden. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think is going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. Brown the pass to KD. Over Morris. Jordan trying to free himself up. And it's Durant missing.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Morris with the rebound.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Well, and he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure power.
We could feel that one all the way over here.
Well, you respect the jump shooting, so you close tight, and Kevin Durant gets off on the dribble drive.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 6-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
That's exactly right. Miscues drive a coach crazy. You're giving them more opportunities than you're giving yourself, and that's always problematic.
And here's Harris from the arc. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
You simply must guard Joe Harris when he's beyond that three-point territory. He will knock down shots if you don't contest.
Here's Schroeder. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him. Here is Durant. He has been an incredibly difficult matchup for all of their opponents, averaging 29 points a game. Here's Harden. Good work defensively by Jones.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight. But
thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie, the Lakers came ready to play. At one point, they had a 9-point lead fueled by some... And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Lakers 5 right now. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in a point guard. And the pass to Morris. Inside. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Gasol wide open. He fires. That one no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. And there's the call on Durant. That'll be his second foul of the game.
yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Caruso's checked in. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Here's LeBron. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. LeBron's got 4 points now in the quarter. Now Harden. He's got 8. Pass to Claxton. Back to Harden. Pass to Claxton. Basket counts. Claxton's got 6.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Caruso kicks to James. What a terrific move that was. 12 points for him.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
LeBron against Irving. LeBron kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here's Caruso. No good on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Harden left side. Count that one.
Inside, outside. Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
Lakers leading by 3. Here's Caruso. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. The shot from the low post is good. Caruso's got his second basket of the game.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Come on. To the middle. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
When Joe Harris is looking to score the basketball, defenses can overcommit. They do there and commit the foul.
Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays, there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Passes it to LeBron. Harrell with it. Horton Tucker, the pass to LeBron, and they double up James. Clock at 6. 3-pointer. Brooklyn with the rebound. Harris inside, working on James. Feeds to Harrell. Great D that time from Green. Nets trail by 5. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Shamet. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup. Griffin's got 7 points.
And ever since entering the league, that's been one of Griffin's favorite ways to score, attacking that offensive glass.
Here's LeBron. Second shot opportunity. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
The Lakers have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
Father Time has not caught up to LeBron James yet. This man looks like he is on a mission, and he continues to add to his legacy.
Here's Irving. Shoots over Schroeder. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Griffin on out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Green, and it's Jordan in its center. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Irving kicks to Griffin. 5 on the clock. Jordan trying to free himself up. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
How many times have we seen DeAndre Jordan take it off the window and convert? Boy, he is so good.
Here's Schroeder. And he gets the bucket. And the Lakers lead by 5. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Here's Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And even through contact, Kyrie still able to finish shots consistently.
Here's Schroeder. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
That's good from Schroeder. Some changes for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Durant comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Harden in for Bruce Brown. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Antetokounmpo's checked in. And on the way from Irving for 3. That doesn't go in either for Irving. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Harden against Schroeder. He feeds it to Jones, and Jones slams it in.
We are talking about a very solid passer at his position. Schroeder identifying an open teammate.
Harden outside. Now the pass to Claxton. And Jones pulls it down. Jones has got 5 rebounds tonight. And the Lakers with some changes. Marc Gasol's checked in for Jones. And it's LeBron in for Kyle Kuzma. Here's Horton Tucker. Here's Schroeder. Banked in off the glass. And now an 8-point Laker lead.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
To the inside, Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass. Woo-hoo.
Schroeder against Harden. Now here's Schroeder, guarded closer. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, Dennis Schroeder over the years, boy, as he started to harness all that energy and talent.
Joe Harris is checked in for Blake Griffin. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Nets. Trailing here by 8. Irving passes to Claxton. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Caldwell Pope with it. He's picked up by Irving. With the tip.
Well, the Dennis Schroeder show is cooking on all cylinders right now. The defense has no answer.
There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Off on the layup.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Claxton the pass to Harden. And here's Harris from the arc. LeBron grabs the miss. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. And stolen by Irving. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Durant's got the ball. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
Boy, Kevin Durant, an absolute nightmare in transition. Combined size, speed, great scoring ability. Look out.
And the foul on Harden. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Alex Caruso is checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Irving against Caldwell Pope. Got a piece of it and stolen by Irving. Claxton the pass to Irving. Kicks it to Harris. There's 48 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Just 4 to shoot. Irving passes to Claxton. Yes!
Kyrie Irving can be devastating in the pick and roll. The creativity and decision-making simply outstanding.
James. Yep, that one goes.
King James with ice water in his veins. An absolutely breathtaking player.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Irving passes to Claxton. Back to Irving. Got it. And now they trail by just 4.
Man, that is a good one. Kyrie really just comes alive when the game gets tight.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Caruso looking for an opening. It's off. And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
CLA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And just about to get underway as the starting five. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal number for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. And there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the guard position. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. No good from Zubac. Morris passes to James. Schroeder dishes to Morris. Back to Schroeder. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, you know, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set, but I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. About a minute and a half through the first quarter.
And some people have talked about KCP, how he's an all-defensive team candidate, getting a taste of it right there.
The putback, great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against Charlotte. It's George on the wing. Outside Leonard. Back to George. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, rebounded by the Lakers. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
That one drops for him.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Zubac kicks to Jackson. Morris with the rebound.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range.
That was something else.
Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Back to Jackson. The pass to Zubac. And here's Batum. From deep. LeBron grabs the miss. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. For the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. Here's Caruso. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. The drive by James. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
LeBron exploiting the defense once again, knowing when to slash and gets himself to the rim.
Here's George. Third time is not the charm. 0 for 3 from the floor so far. Patterson, that's good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Lakers leading by 6. Caruso looking for an opening. Down low. And finished off by LeBron.
LeBron James, here's the report, Kevin. Still athletic.
43 seconds left here in the first quarter. Williams with the ball. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Charlotte.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Lakers passing it around, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Damian Jones is checked in for the Lakers. The Clippers also changing it up. Mann's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. Here's Williams. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Fast break, the Lakers. And Kuzma slams it in.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
They've got Harold. He's out there with Jones. And it's Kuzma in at the 3 spot. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Kuzma outside. Kicks to Jones. And Jones slams it in.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Jones against Williams. Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
He's so dangerous as a scorer. Lou Williams can recognize when there's openings. This time it was a teammate.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Here's Caruso. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Kuzma outside. Pass to Caruso. 6 to shoot. His three-pointers off the mark. Clippers trail by 10. Patterson passes to Mann. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Horton Tucker's got the lead back up to 10 now for the Lakers. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Passes it to Mann. Now here's Patterson. From 15 feet away. No good off the back of the rim. Lakers leading by 10. Here's Kuzma. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Now, in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Well,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
Well, positioning is one thing, but having the go-go gadget arms that Paul George has to get that rebound helps out a lot.
Here's LeBron, and finished off by LeBron.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
That one's in there. The Lakers' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Leonard. And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Lakers. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, you could see they were pressing in that one, and the shooting percentages dipped because of it.
Yeah, I'll say anytime you're having trouble getting over that 40% field goal mark, it's probably not going to be your night.
Caldwell Pope against George. Jackson looking around. Back to George. Shot clock at 5. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 10. And James throws it down.
You wonder when LeBron James wants to have one of those big nights when he gets going like this. We could be in for a great show.
The deep three from George. The rebound by the Lakers.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage. Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, and that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Here's Schroeder. No good from outside. Leonard against LeBron. Outside for Jackson. And the Clippers miss again. It's deflected. Nobody near. Oh, to beat the clock. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 12 points and 4 rebounds. And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter is set to begin.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We've got Reggie Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot.
Well, Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
Caldwell Pope on the wing. The feed now to Morris. And he banks in the layup. And the Lakers lead by 17.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Jackson dishes to Leonard. Back to Jackson. Takes the 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Schroeder finds Caldwell Pope. The three-pointer no good. Clippers trail by 17. Here's George. He's got 6. Good work defensively by Morris. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Back to Morris. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Morris has got 4 this quarter.
And that's why Schroeder has a spot in the rotation. Coach recognizes his passing ability. He sets up his teammates well.
Outside Leonard. Outside Jackson. To the middle. And that one is good from Zubac.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Schroeder looking over the floor. It's Morris atop the key. Schroeder outside. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And here's LeBron outside. The rebound by Paul George.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And then Leonard with the dunk.
Just a level of power and explosiveness. Leonard just tenacious at the rim.
Lakers leading by 15. Now Schroeder. He's got 6. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Tries again. Back to Schroeder. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Greg, you and I talk about the big man, his role in the current NBA, and how they can possibly carry the standard for the great centers before them. And you played with the great one in Patrick Ewing, so you have a great appreciation, I would think, for it.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I think 2 guys kind of separated themselves a little bit. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, I think, are the 2 guys that stand out for me because of their ability, in essence, to do everything well. They can shoot it, they pass it, they can shoot it from the free throw line, they give you rim protection. I throw Rudy Gobert up there as an elite center as well. Doesn't have the offensive impact that those guys have, but he does impact the game as well.
3 young, dynamic centers. Those are good names. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
Now that's 2 teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
And the Clippers making a change here. Man's checked in. And Gasol sends it back. They recover it. And they'll keep possession. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Here's Caruso. 1:02 left in the third. Kuzma outside. He kicks to Gasol. And he drops it in from the low post.
Sensational feel in the painted area. Get Gasol the ball. Let him use his size and intelligence to full advantage.
And stolen by Patterson. Now the pass to Kennard. To the paint. And Gasol sends it back.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Harrell, that's good.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact.
Williams kicks to Morris. To the inside. Kennard. And Gasol sends it back. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And here is Harrell. Pass to Caruso. No good.
Like to see when an offensive player takes some pride in the defensive play.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Back right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So the Lakers 5 right now. Harrell is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Kyle Kuzma, and it's Caruso in at the 1. And that one drops for him.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And stolen by Harrell. Lob pass to Gasol. And stolen by Patterson. And now here comes Williams leading the break. Here's George. He gets that one.
Yeah, and an excellent pass by Morris. A guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
Caruso, the pass to Kuzma. Puts up a 3. That one's not going to go. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
James checked in for the Lakers. Williams, that's a 2-pointer. And too long on the shot.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
James with it. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
So many years, and the body still holding up for LeBron James. Wow.
George with no one around. Good. And the nice assist for Williams.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here's Horton Tucker. Defended by George. James against George. A second chance effort. Gasol trying to free himself up. Great D that time from Batum. And now the Clippers on the break. Williams is running. Morris kicks to George. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And here comes the break. LeBron with it. Williams picks him up. Paul George with the steal. And here's the fast break. Outside Batum. It's tipped. Six on the shot clock. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's LeBron, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, with a body like that, LeBron James can be as physical as he wants to be and just dare you into making contact.
The first free throw is good. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true.
And this is who he has become. Leonard, with the great body control, takes the hit and still able to sink the shot and one.
And the Lakers making a change here. Horton Tucker's checked in. 1:12 left in the game. The kick out to LeBron. Pass to Horton Tucker. And Harrell slams it in.
That's what Harrell does. He's in there mixing it up, and he goes right back up for a shot.
Outside Williams. Outside Leonard. Lets it go with a three. And again, no good by the Clippers. Now the Lakers on the break.
Lightning.
That was incredible.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Great D that time from Leonard.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid it straight up and in.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within single digits. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Schroeder. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. At the elbow, Jones. Back to Schroeder. No one near James as he lets it go. Drops in the tray. And the Lakers lead by 11.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. Look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for him.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Now the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marquise Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. 6 to shoot. Middleton against Morris. Offensive rebound. Here's Lopez. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Marc Gasol.
The up fake from Lopez working to perfection.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
It's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
And here's James outside with the putback. And Schroeder stays with it.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Shots good by Middleton.
Hey, and you know, really, Antetokounmpo could look to score every time, and sometimes that's necessary, but he's also good at recognizing when one of his teammates has a clean look.
The drive by Schroeder. Lays it up off the glass. Greg, the two words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
Well, you bring up some great points.
Man, it's obvious that Middleton has great confidence. I mean, you can just see it oozing out of him. He's so good at catching the defense off balance and knocking down the catch and shoot jump shot.
James, the pass to Schroeder. Caldwell Pope outside. Here's Morris. Over onto Tacumbo. Morris, no good. For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
Fire that pass down the court, guys. I mean, that's the best way to keep the fast break moving.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Trailing by 2. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. Lopez with the block.
Big Brook Lopez. gobbling up space and getting the block on that play.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Goes up on the high post. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. James with it. Out guarded by Giannis. Great D that time from Giannis.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And it's Middleton penetrating. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Pass to DiVincenzo. Giannis up top. 26 points for him last game against San Antonio.
And his scoring is going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Tell you what, if he's within shouting distance of the basket, he's going to get his buckets. You can count on that.
Giannis drives in. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
There's the pass to Morris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. And a wide open look for James. Another miss by LeBron.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Lakers trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Count it.
There is a bunch to appreciate about LeBron's game. His passing is off the charts. Just look at that feed.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Holiday goes in. It's good. Here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Bucks lead by 4. And the second. And when asked to compare himself to LeBron James.
I know if I put the work in, maybe.
And Greg, that's the humble, hard-working approach we've come to expect from Giannis.
You know, he's not interested in putting himself on a pedestal. Enough people do that for him. He just wants to become the best he can be and win rings.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what stands out to you from the Bucks in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
We've got Matthews. Harrell is out there with Kyle Kuzma. And it's McKinney in at the 3 side. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter.
And that corner 3, a cornerstone of P.J. Tucker's game. Takes and makes them as much as anybody in the league.
And Greg, how about this little factoid? Back at the University of Texas, he only shot 4 triples in 3 seasons. Floor spacing was not a part of his game. It was about getting that thing in the paint. But to his credit, and it's an example for all young players, through hard work, that short.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Jones checked in for the Lakers. Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. And a chance there to look back at the stunning Mobile One block a moment ago.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul. And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Now Harrell. 23 points for him the last game against Atlanta. Pass to Caruso. 4 on the clock. The putback. Harrell on the foul. Harrell's got the game tied up here for the Lakers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. James checked in for Los Angeles. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Lakers.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And another thing they've done right from the start is converting. A lot of those second chance opportunities, those can be hard to come by sometimes.
Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. And a quick look at some of the numbers for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The surge in his free throw percentage this month is noticeable. He's looked a lot more comfortable at the line. Part of his job now should be attacking the D, going head on, drawing fouls, and trying to ride this hot streak.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Matthews. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Here's Giannis. They can't stop the run with that one.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And, you know, confidence is key there. They seem to play with a ton of it, especially on the offensive end.
Holiday left side. Unable to get that one. Good D by Jones. Fast break, the Lakers. Giannis against Caldwell Pope. Now here's Schroeder. He's got 6. It's Solomon to Kumbo. Here's DiVincenzo. And James pulls it down. Lakers leading by 7. Schroeder finds James. And it's off the back rim. No good.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 5. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton comes in for Bryn Forbes. Middleton for 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Middleton's got 9.
And some well-needed scoring. He stops a 13-0 run by Los Angeles.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That'll be his second foul of the game. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Down low from the low block. It's Gasol missing. Bucks trail by 4. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And it's sent back by Morris.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Here's Kuzma. And it's sent back by Lopez. Middleton drives in, and he converts the layup. Now just a 2-point Laker lead.
Well, you always like to see a guy show the kind of effort Middleton does. I mean, just willing himself to the bucket through and past contact.
And a close game so far through the first. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They only had a couple rough stretches. And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to be.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Chris Middleton has really been making it happen, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. They've got Brook Lopez. Chris Middleton is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Holiday, and it's Forbes in at the 2-guard spot. Schroeder passes to Gasol. Morris outside. Schroeder against Holiday. Here's Morris. Passes it to Gasol. On the wing, Morris. And a miss there on the triple. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Bucks. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. The Lakers shooting 43% from the floor. LeBron with it. He's picked up by Lopez. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
I think it's important that Caldwell Pope makes these shots, showing real toughness, converting through contact.
And although it seems like KCP will never be a huge factor on offense, he can still give you valuable points and also that spacing he can provide out on the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and it's a valuable tool kit that he has because he can provide some playmaking and shot making and spacing of the floor. And he's also become more efficient as an offensive player. But he does know and recognize that his strength is at the defensive end, his athleticism, mobility, and versatility. And offense is tertiary to his contributions.
And here's Holiday. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. LeBron grabs the miss. Lakers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And LeBron throws it down hard.
Nothing out of the ordinary there for LeBron. I mean, insane athleticism.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Yep, that one goes.
Boy, Lopez hunkered down and anchored in on that pick.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Schroeder looking around. Stolen by Middleton. And he slams it one-handed.
You've really got to tag Middleton in transition so you have a chance to get in front of him. You know, his speed and athleticism, a lot to deal with if you aren't concentrating on getting back.
Here's Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists in the game. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Middleton on the wing. For the lead. That one doesn't go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Morris. Wesley Matthews checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. No good that time. Good D by Matthews. Here's Caruso. Pass to Kuzma. Here's James. Plenty of space. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Giannis has got his 2nd basket.
And guys, you'd have to say this run really triggered by their transition offense.
Here's Caruso. No points in the game yet for him.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
Kick out to Giannis. And there's the pass to Portis. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. To the paint. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Bucks lead by 4.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bucks ahead as they... And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Jones is out there with Harrell. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Caruso in at the 1 spot. That's the Laker 5.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. You're much better off making him go to the line.
Milwaukee in the lead. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Pass to Portis. Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Here's Connaughton. Middleton on the wing. 5 on the clock. Portis. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Poked away. Stolen by Middleton. Fast break, Milwaukee. DiVincenzo finds Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around. Really doesn't faze him. Doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done. And he does.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Markieff Morris is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. Holiday against Schroeder. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game. Pope loose. Middleton with it. Guarded now by Morris. Antetokounmpo. And it goes down 2 points. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bucks. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Just 5 to shoot. It's Caldwell-Pope with the drive. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Hey, now watch out when Caldwell-Pope is on the attack. He penetrates inside fast.
To the left side wing. Here's Connaughton. Back to Antetokounmpo. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Boy, the overwhelming strength of Giannis just excels at fighting his way through the defense. Very impressive.
Nobody near Schroeder, and Jones slams it in. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Morris is checked in. The Bucks also changing it up. Bryn Forbes comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Pat Connaughton.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop LeBron. I mean, he's strong, and when he gets up ahead of steam, he's a freight train.
Timeout called the Bucks. And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Budenholzer had some advice for the team during the timeout. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
You know, it's really interesting to note that Forbes went to the same high school in Detroit as a certain friend of ours. I think's the guy's name I'm thinking about.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
1:06 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Giannis and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And how about the power of Antetokounmpo? Dynamite whenever he takes it to the rim.
James outside. A three-pointer is right on target.
Elevating his aggressiveness and level of play in moments like this. LeBron, as clutch as they come.
46 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Forbes dishes to Lopez. Back to Forbes. Lopez kicks to Forbes. Clock at 6.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
From deep, James, it falls! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
You know, I don't think his three-point shooting, guys, is what we think of most with LeBron James, but it's certainly a big part of what makes him so dangerous and special now.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management, crucial at this time of the game.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Middleton outside. Back to Antetokounmpo. And again, the Bucks miss. And so the Bucks take the win. A narrow. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. From
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Durant, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Harris, and it's Claxton in at the center, filling out the middle. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the one spot. Here's Harden. The shot, no good. Gasol with the defensive effort.
And last season, we saw teams double and trap James Harden more than any other player in the league. As soon as he crossed half court, they did not want the ball in his hands.
Now here's Harden after LeBron James's miss. Here's Harris. They get the rebound. The kick out to Irving. Morris against Durant. Harden outside. 3 on the clock. A rebound by the Lakers.
And all the trapping had to frustrate Harden. But whatever may come, he's going to make the right play.
Yeah, and he can, Jay, because he's not just a good passer. He's a great passer. He averaged over double digits assists the year they played him at point guard. He makes you pay for sending help. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Gasol with the steal. One-on-one here. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And that 7'1" Gasol sees over the defense with ease. I mean, fantastic at spotting the open man.
And a wide open look for Irving. Knocks down the three ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Well, we know, Chris, most teams are who they are at this point of the season. But there are some teams that are still trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah, that's often the result of a star getting injured or a teammate getting traded or a chemistry issue. But those situations can be frustrating for everyone.
Here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta. Outside for Caldwell Pope. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Caldwell Pope passes to Gasol. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. The Nets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Harden surveying the D. And the layup falls.
Quick and strong and determined. Harden has it all when it comes to scoring in the paint.
The pass to James. Back to Schroeder. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And again, no good by the Lakers.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Irving's shot is good.
See right there, Kyrie showing you the range. Usually hovers around 40% from three. Must be accounted for at all times.
Passes to Caldwell Pope. To the inside. Kicks it out to Schroeder. To halt the run. The shot off that time. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
I mean, I flat out, I thought they looked overmatched. I mean, I thought they lacked aggressiveness and heart out there.
Here's James. Wow, hammering it in.
I love how fierce James is, a ferocious dunk artist.
Outside for Durant. Outside Irving. Pass to Claxton. Back to Irving. 4 on the shot clock. From deep. KD can't get it to go.
When the D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 19-point game against Orlando.
While he was doing that, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. He had a tremendous night facilitating.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And James gets it to go.
I like how James shoots off the pass. He knows how to catch the D by surprise.
Harden the pass to Claxton. Outside Irving. Harden left side. It's over Schroeder, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. This is his first free throw of the game.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
He's always a league leader in free throw attempts. Harden, he's so shifty, so strong, and he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And a new group in for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. Brown is checked in for Joe Harris. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Harold down low. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Nets leading by a point. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
They've been quicker to the ball, showing great anticipation and terrific hustle.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Landry Shamet is out there with Harden. Then there's Brown. Then there's Griffin. And it's Green in at the power forward. And he gets it to go.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
The shot's good from Kuzma.
Using his good shooting mechanics, Kuzma has the necessary range to hit from deep.
We're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Shamet. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And guys, there's really a fine line between being aggressive and being out of control. And in that one, they crossed the line.
I mean, and there's really no excuse for it. They know they need to play more in control.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Brown trying to free himself up, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And see, Webb, the strength and conditioning of James Harden, something I'm not certain everybody has an appreciation for.
Yeah, and to your point, back in high school, despite leading Artesia to back-to-back state championships, Harden dealt with asthma and was frankly out of shape. Over the years, dedication to diet and training, that enabled him to reach new heights.
Pass to Harrell. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Offensive rebound, and the pass to Caruso. And another shot. Passes it to Kuzma for the three. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Horton Tucker's shot is off. And so Brown will bring it up for Brooklyn. Trailing by 2. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Jordan can't get it to go.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been an easy lay.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Awful display from him so far. But you know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
LeBron's checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Brooklyn, Joe Harris comes in for Landry Shamet. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. And there's the foul. We're going Alex Caruso. That's his first foul. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Griffin dishes to Brown. Stripped it away. And James with a clear pass.
Did you see that? A sensational speed from James, a force of nature in the open court. With his combination of quickness and athleticism.
And he comes up with the deuce. Irving's got 8 points.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's James. He has 6. Unloads. Come on. Pass to Caruso. Over in the corner, Caldwell-Pope from deep three-point range. LeBron, no good. Brooklyn trailing. Irving attacking. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Jones, the second chance points on the tip in. Jones has got his first points of the game.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Brown outside.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And that one's good, Caruso. Nets trail by 6. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Jordan. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Jones has got 5 rebounds tonight. The Lakers another fast break chance right here. He gets it in there.
Yeah, and the defense has been on their back heels with the way they've been running the ball up the floor.
Irving looking for an opening. Brown outside. Outside Irving.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
From deep, LeBron. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Nets have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. To stop the run, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First one falls for him. And Brown drops them both. Now here's James. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. And it's Schroeder in the corner. And that does it for the first half of play. Lakers lead. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening period was 3 points. They had the upper hand in the second quarter. They've got a 9-point. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Harrell is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Matthews. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's McKinney in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel.
Are you kidding me with that pass? Okay, Kyrie. That one made my day.
Schroeder with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Schroeder passes to Harrell. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harrell's got his second bucket of the game to go. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the 3-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back 3, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that 3-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
It's stolen by Schroeder. Kuzma with it. Picked up by Harris. Here's Matthews. And he gets the bucket. Matthews has got the lead up to 11 now for the Lakers.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Outside Irving. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got 10.
How's that for a start? Good on all 3 attempts so far in the second half.
Schroeder against Harden. Schroeder surveying the floor. Stolen by Harden. Kuzma against KD. Out to Harris. Pass to Claxton. Harden outside. Nets passing it around. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. Fourth, Kyrie Irving.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
These guys aren't there just to run the offense for the teams anymore. They are the offense. They can light it up.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Harden on the wing. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. The shot's good from Irving.
Lighting up the scoreboard all night. I mean, Irving showing the versatility and his persistence.
Shooter passes to Harrell. Now the pass to Kuzma. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The impressive agility of Kuzma moves so well towards the rim. Got to seal him off.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marc Gasol is checked in for Harrell. LeBron comes in for Alfonso McKinney. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dennis Schroeder. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Green comes in for Harris. Landry Shamet's checked in for Irving. And it's Brown in for James Harden. Shamet with it. Gasol covering. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I mean, for a big man, Griffin is a great passer. Consistent at getting the ball to his guys.
And the Lakers making a change here. Morris is checked in.
And Blake Griffin, the combination of power and agility, that guy is a handful inside.
Yeah, G.A., he can finish with either hand. He favors that right block, and he's got an array of moves down there to keep you guessing.
And the dunk by LeBron.
You give James a lane to the basket, he's going to dunk it hard. Amazing watching him just glide through the air.
There's a minute left to play here in the third. Durant dishes to Green. Puts it up from 15. The shot by KD. No good.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Oh, nice slam right there from Durant to finish off the play. He's just really good at converting those plays strong.
Caruso gets to Gasol. Pass to Caruso. Lays it up and banks it in. Caruso's got 6 points.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
And here is Shamet. 5 points in the game. Here's Morris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Morris isn't afraid of getting whacked. In fact, he welcomes it when he's going up to shoot.
And Morris drops them both. Outside, Green. Here's Harden. And it's, yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Yeah, great job of getting the look before the horn sounded and gaining some momentum.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. So for Brooklyn now, Harden out there with Brown. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Green. And it's KD in at the small forward. Nets trail by 9. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. But they'll get another chance. Here is Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. And they double up James. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
Gotta admire the focus. James not allowing the D to get the better of him.
Brown against Caldwell Pope. Out to KD. Now Gasol. Lakers working the ball around now. And LeBron throws it down.
Powerful presence on the court. It's hard to match James' strength inside.
Brown against Caldwell Pope. Harden outside. Now the feed to Jordan. No dice from the high post.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Count that bucket. James has got 6 points in the quarter.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Here's Harden. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Well, that's almost a sure thing when you leave him that wide open on the perimeter. I mean, that's his sweet spot.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And Harrell slams it in.
Fantastic vision. I mean, Bron always cognizant of everyone around.
Outside Irving. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart. And let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Pass to Claxton. Harris, right side. Kicks it out to Harden. Harris passes to Irving. 5 to shoot. Harris inside. That shot is off. Right D that time from Harrell. Harden right side. It's good.
Oh, man, there's no denying that Harden nails these shots all the time. Love how he just takes over these possessions.
On the wing, Morris. Pass to Harrell. It's stolen. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Irving's got the ball. A shot by Harden. Wide open. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
When the game is up in the air, Harden delivers. Easy to understand why he is seen as one of the best players in the league.
James looking around. Yes!
Yeah, come on, James has made plenty of these shots during his career. He embraces the pressure.
Harden against Schroeder. It's Harden with the drive. Count it!
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
Yeah, anyone can tell they've ramped up the intensity. I mean, they're more assertive, especially at the offensive end.
James. They get it again. The pass to Horton Tucker. Feeds it to Harrell. Money!
The dogged intensity Harrell has is just insane. And he uses all this energy to his advantage, particularly on the glass.
Here's Claxton. And the rejection by Harrell. From the arc. Another miss by James. And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Passes it to Claxton. Money!
Well, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
On the inbound, it drops.
And James loves these big moments. He isn't afraid to shoot it when the game is on the line.
The deep three from Harden. Missed. And so the Lakers take the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean,
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...